Right, YouTube, speaking about without further ado, retro. This is going to be a mix of the pickups and gifts from Blackpool and pickups we've received since coming back from Blackpool as well. Cheers. Right, so first of all, I think we'll start off with some gifts. First ones, these are from gifts got given at Blackpool. These ones are from Tootie UK, and the first one is these are all boxes apart from the film that I got. So it's Turtles in Time, not Turtles in Time, Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, sorry, on the Spectrum. It's a Spectrum set. Like I say, it doesn't have the game, but what I was interested in is the manual, because I actually have this for Spectrum Plus 3 disc, but it requires you to put codes from the manual into the game. So now that completes another game for me. So I shall be having some Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle action on the Spectrum Plus 3, but now I can get past the code section on the menu. So that's absolutely brilliant. So thanks very much for that. Next two also are boxes. So the first one is Prototype 2. It's just box only. Like you say, Stu told me these are boxes only, but they are the limited edition boxes, and I believe that I do own these games. So my standard editions will be getting upgraded to limited editions. Just got to remove those stickers, and jobs are good. And so that's pretty cool cover. That actually is sort of it's not embossed. It's embossed when it's indented, isn't it? Don't know what it's called when it's sort of slightly raised out the case, which is pretty cool. So that's Prototype 2. So we'll be upgrading my Prototype 2 to the limited edition. The next one, probably the coolest one, I think. It's a really nice case on this one. Again, a game that I own in standard edition, but this is the limited edition. Really good game, this actually. If you like sort of God of War type games, it's a really good game, which is Dante's Inferno. This is a limited edition again. I think it's all there, just bar the game. Let's have a look. I haven't actually opened it and checked. Yeah, it's even got the limited edition DVD in there, but it just doesn't have the game, which I do have. So that's absolutely superb. Really cool game, Dante's Inferno. Very, very hard. Like I say, very similar to God of War. I believe this was out before God of War, so I don't know if you can see that. It's a 3D lenticular cover. So it's pretty cool. Don't know if you can see that at all. But I can assure you it looks really, really cool. And another thing that I picked up from Stu, Tootie UK, was a film that Bithead 1000 mentioned, said it's a really, really good film. And I hadn't seen it, and I know that Tootie put in the comments that he found it at a car boot, and you know, he gave it a watch, and I think I commented back saying, "Oh, I wouldn't mind watching that, Stu, if you're selling it or whatever." And he kindly gifted it to me at the event. So I haven't watched this yet, but it comes with Bithead 1000's seal of approval. Patton, is it? A winner of 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture 1970. So I should imagine it's very good. It certainly comes highly recommended. And a Bithead 1000 recommendation certainly comes ahead of any Academy Award winning 7 Academy Awards anyway. Right, and the next one is, I think this is from Stu as well. I'm not sure, it might come from someone else. But it's just a standard disc box. As you know, I'm massively into my Amiga stuff, so you can never have too many of these. I think Steve's got some for me, some nice ones, because I was arranging to buy some off him, but he forgot and sold them. So, but yeah, so much appreciated with this. So I can put some of me discs in this and keep them safe. So much appreciated for that. Really, really cool thing to have. You know, right. And the next one is basically Danester 83. Said he had some spare Amiga discs and that, and if I wanted them, I was more than welcome to them. We didn't know Danester was going to the Blackpool. Sneaky git. And him and Old School we managed to keep a secret. So yeah, and Liam as well. And so So Dainster give me this, which is Winter Olympics, and inside is just Brian the Lion, which is actually what I was after, was Brian the Lion, and many other sort of random discs, Deluxe Paint 2, WWF and things. So much appreciated. Really, really sort of thanks very much, Dainster. And it was great that you made the weekend. It was an added bonus for us, because that sort of, you know, that he kept it secret for over a month, and you know, old school and him kept it a secret for over a month, and you know, and then you were at the event. I didn't think I was getting these off you till sort of Bristol, so that was really, really cool. Right, so I think that's all the sort of gifts. There was sort of other things, and people did, you know, old school said, "Oh, I have anything you want, like me stuff and all that," and you know, but most of the stuff I had, or you know, let other people have a go and take some things as well, don't you? So, but yeah, so now we'll go on to the sort of pickups we had at Blackpool. Didn't really sort of get many pickups at Blackpool, to be honest. For me, I missed most of the first day, as if you've seen the video from before. You know that I got overly drunk and couldn't really manage with the Saturday daytime, so it didn't sort of rise until about 4:30. Yeah, so basically I missed most of the first day. Second day, I got a few pickups, but nothing really major. But some cool little pieces nonetheless. Not necessarily. I think the best pieces are sort of not sort of gaming related. It's more sort of information. Like, you know, I've got a nice Blu-ray here and some a collection of nice books. So, the first one is David Pleasance was there, the guy from Commodore. He done the Commodore. So I am the Amiga. So I basically it's nice. I got to meet David. Actually got some video. I'll see if I can put it in.
I want to let that dry a minute.
Okay.
They tend to be a bit wet. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Indeed, yeah. Thanks, big mate.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I actually got to meet David, which was really cool. He's a really, really nice guy. He said, "What do you want me to?" You know, asked him to sign it. He said, "What do you want me to sign it as?" I said, "Oh, put it as Too Big Mike." And he was, "Oh, I can't put that." And then Paul was with me, Mr. Bads. He said, "No, that's what people know you as, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Okay, not a problem." So he put that in, and he signed it for me. So which I thought was pretty cool. So I've got it there, Too Big Mike, signed by David Pleasance, and it's the story of Commodore since when he joined, which is really, really nice. And he did have a book, but I'm more of a visual person than a sort of reading person. If I'd have bought the book, I don't think I'd have really read it. So it was nice to get something that I can watch and enjoy, and also to meet the man himself, David Pleasance. And he was really, really cool, really nice guy. So it was lovely to meet him. Thanks very much, Dave. I shall be enjoying that. Not that he watches this channel, so I don't know why I'm thanking him for. So. But yeah, you know, he took 20 of my English pounds, so I'm sure he was happy. But yeah, no, that was a really, really nice. It's a great story as well. I've yet to watch it, but I sort of know the gist of it anyway. Sort of. So the main thing I sort of went looking for was Mega Drive shooters. So I picked myself up Herzog Zwei. And to my dismay, Steve said it's not a Mega Drive shooter. So it was on my Mega Drive shooter list. It's the second time I've got done like this, because I see that cover and that just says Mega Drive shooter to me. And on the back, in fact, I've even seen a little bit of gameplay in it. It looked like a shooter, but Steve said no, it's an early sort of strategy game. So, but nevertheless, it was on my list to get. So, and there was very, very little for Mega Drive, like for stuff that I need at Blackpool. So I was struggling. I think they had this up for 35. I said, "Would you take 30?" And they said, "Yeah, they'd take 30." So I wanted to get something for the Mega Drive collection, and it's complete. Manual's certainly seen a thumb, as they would say. But yeah, so to get this for 30, not necessarily the best price in the world. not the worst either. So happy to come away with some Mega Drive. And right, the next, well, the main stall I always go to see at these events is the Liverpudlian lads, Retro Dojo. They literally didn't have much Mega Drive stuff at all, which is where I'm sort of concentrating at the moment. I'm really into the Mega Drive and the Amiga at the minute. You know, a lot of the SNES stuff that I'm after now is very expensive or hard to come by. So, you know, the SNES has slowed down a bit at the moment. So, yeah, Mega Drive and Amiga. So, I was looking around the lads' store and I couldn't really see anything that that really sort of interests me. I'm really sort of looking for. So, but it's always a bit of tradition since buying off those lads. Those lads always look after me. Always a pleasure. Always go and speak to them, chat to them, what the day's been like, how it's going. Really, really nice guys. Retro Dojo, absolutely fantastic. If you see them at the events, they should do some banners because you ain't going to know it's them. But if you look at my Bristol video, they're on there. One of the lads is on there. The other geezer is a bit like a Nordic Viking, but he doesn't like cameras, so he doesn't like to be on the camera. But the two lads, two Liverpudlian lads, they opened a store, and unfortunately they got the rent increased on them, so they had to shut the store. But they're doing all the events, and they're a really good bunch of lads. And I looked around the store, and this is one I've been after, but I wasn't sort of overly after it. But it's the only sort of thing that sort of interested me on their store, really. I've got a lot, got a lot of games anyway, which is a game on the N64 called Body Harvest. It's in nice condition, it's all complete. They had 15 on there. I didn't pay 15. They looked after me, as they always do, and I always like to give them some of my money if I see them. So so. That wasn't necessarily one I was after big time, but it is one of the games I am after on the N64, so I picked it up. They done me a deal, and job was a good one. And the last pickup's from Blackpool. I got from is it Console Passion who run the show? I think generally as a rule, I don't generally buy from them because they won't generally knock much off, if anything. But they did have some stuff that I was looking for. There was some Amiga stuff there this time. Admittedly, it wasn't a lot, but there was some, which was really, really cool, and there was definitely more than there is usually. So, really, really cool. So I've seen some Amiga stuff. So basically, they had Alcatraz, which I've been after for a while. I put these into these boxes myself. Then they weren't given to me by them. I've boxed these myself. But Alcatraz I've been after for a little while. Really, really cool game. Or I remember it being cool. I haven't played it since. But I remember it being good back in the day. So got Alcatraz. Really been after this one for a little while. The next one is a game I already have, but mine is slightly faded, and I had to take the disc apart because it wasn't working, the mechanism wasn't spinning, so I had to crack into the top of the disc to pull the actual disc, the raw disc out, with the metal spool and the information, give that a clean in the sink with some fairy liquid and everything, and put it back into the disc and close the disc, and it works a treat, but the disc has a couple of cracks because you're not really supposed to open these discs, but you can. But I cracked a few bits of plastic doing so. So I had to really get myself a nice sort of another version of this game because I've got that one which is like sort of the rougher version now, and I've just purchased this one. So, and the game is a game I love on the Amiga, which is Rodlands, and this is in nice condition. Yeah, and basically this was what drew me to their store. Rodlands on Amiga. I said, does it work? They said, yes. I haven't tried it yet. But I was with Mr. Bads, and obviously it's his first time Paul's met us, and he don't know how we roll, really. He knows now. So I picked this up, and I was like, 40 quid. I was like, can you do anything on this? And they're like, oh, no, not really. And Paul was like, £40 a good price. I was like, shut up, Paul. It's not as good as 30 or 35. And you know, we're sort of laughing at that, you know. And it is a good price, to be honest. But I did bundle together, and I bundled this together, Alcatraz together, and this last pickup from Blackpool pickup here. I did try and get them to knock more off, but they said that they were selling these as a favour for someone, so they couldn't knock any money off. So off of all the purchases I got with them, I think I can't remember exactly how much I paid. I think it might have been 55 for those two, and 20 for this, or 25 for this. I think that was what it's marked up as, and I got a fiver off. Which, to be honest, if you know them, a fiver off is pretty good, because they don't knock any money off for anything. You know, that's generally why I'll go to the more sort of, you know, flexible traders who will do a deal if you cross their palms with your silver, or with your notes or whatever. But yeah, I got a fiver off, and I got some nice stuff. So I pushed to find stuff that I wanted, to be honest. So the last one that I got from them is a Gremlin in the Works, which is a Gremlin story from 1983 to 1989, and then from 1990 to 2015. Gremlin are a great company, covered from this, like I say, from the 8-bit systems right through to the modern day, you know, recent systems and the PlayStation and things like that. So really happy to get that. A little battle won by getting them to knock a fiver off, but I think that was their limit with most people, because if I remember what Stu said, I think he said that he got a fiver off of them also. So that was the Blackpool pickups. These are a load of eBay purchases that I've sort of got since coming back from Blackpool, and ones that were already ordered before Blackpool but have arrived since. So, right, the first ones, bit of Spectrum Plus 3. So just a standard brand new disc, sealed and everything. £4, £4 to £5 you generally pay for those. So it's always nice to have some nice new discs to write on. You know, you can sort of trust them if they're new, really. They always work pretty well, whereas some of the older discs, you know, sort of give up the ghost a little bit. So next one, it's a bit of a strange one. I've just seen this, and I've never seen it before. As you know, I'm a Spectrum Plus 3 disc collector. I like to collect all sort of games and anything a bit quirky and weird and wonderful. So Master File Plus 3, which is a filing system. It says this program is based on the highly acclaimed Master File 8000 for the PCW. Basically, I think it allows you to sort of do your I don't know, like taxes or phone book, and all sorts of mad sort of you know, inexciting stuff, really. but for the price I paid, you know, it's a cool little bit of history. I've never seen it before. You know, look at that for a manual. Now you're talking, aren't you? Look, you know, proper office-like and everything. It's binded. That's what you want. And yeah, a little information sheet, and then you got a little backup disc and the main disc, which is pretty cool. So quite chuffed to have that. I've never seen it before, and I believe I paid just over £6 for this delivered. So I think it's £3 something bid and £3.37 delivery, or the other way round, £3.37 bid and £3 delivery. So how often do you see that? I've never seen one before, so less than £7, I'm going to pick it up. So that was that one. That's that one. And the last one is, you're going to say we've seen this before, Mike, is Chase HQ on the Plus 3 disc again. This is now the third one I have of these, but this was came with another disc just thrown in. The annoying thing is, it's not actually a Plus 3 box is just a standard cassette box, and it's pretty bashed up. I picked this up for a tenner. So the spare disc for the Chase HQ, I'm gonna get it. You know, I will sell one of the ones and probably keep 2 of the discs maybe. So I've now got 3 Chase HQs, 2 boxed and 1 not. So, but yeah, it's £10. I'm gonna take it all day long. So now for some Mega Drive eBay pickups. The first couple, I'll just show you. I've already basically, if I see a game and it's cheap enough, it has a nice clean box, I'll buy the game for the box basically. It was Mega Games 1, clean, no manual or nothing, but it's about £4 I think, with a really nice case of hang tab. So I've nabbed the case, I've got the spares, so and then I'll just put that in a tatty case, put it in a bundle and flog it on or give it away to someone. Yeah, so that was that one. Same case for this. Kick-Off. Is it Kick-Off or Kick-Off 2? Kick-Off. It's all complete. It's all there. But I basically just bought it for the case. I nabbed the case, and then I'll put this in another case. This case doesn't fit very well. It doesn't shut with the manual, so I'll put that in another case and sell it in a bundle. So I think that was about £4, no more than a £5. But to get 2 nice cases and sort of finish my collection, get it all sort of looking a bit nicer, then we'll do that. So next one is Winter Challenge. Not necessarily a game that I'd be after. I think I paid between £5 and £7 for this. It wasn't paid a lot. I think I got it for a £5, maybe just under. But one thing I do is if I see these cardboard boxes in sort of reasonable condition, it's not great condition, but it's reasonable condition, I'll pick them up because they're quite hard to find, the cardboard releases in a nice condition. So that I'd say is a 5 or a 6. It's still got its integrity. It's not crushed in or anything. You know, it's a little bit faded. It's a bit dirty, but you know that would be acceptable in my collection. I don't know if it'd be acceptable in Cine Steve's, but that in mine it would be a doable. But like I say, if you see these ones and they're in sort of a reasonable condition, then I think pick them up, especially at sort of around the £5 mark, less than a tenner anyway. You know, it would have been no more than £7. This is a finishing parts of a bit of Frankenstein. I actually got the manual for California Games. Now I think this has actually gone up in CEX. I think it's gone from £6 to a £10 title now. I'm not 100% sure. I might have gone back down. But I know a lot of the titles sort of went up a little bit from £6 to £10 titles. And I thought to myself, was it worth keep buying? I've bought 2 or 3 already. You know, to no avail. I've got a nice case, but I was missing the instructions. So, and these came up for about £4, £2.95 and £1 delivery. So it's not 100% clean, but it's certainly clean enough. So that completes that, and so now with California Days chasing over, so that's pretty cool to get that out of the way. So I was chuffed with that. All these next couple are just games I got cheap. Sword of Vermilion, or I assume that's how you pronounce it. I don't know why I bought this. It was because it's cheap. It was like what less than a pound. I think I put a cheeky £1 bid in or something, and it's £2 or £3 delivery, so about £4. But the only annoying thing with this one, but for £4, it's okay. It's a Mega Drive box, but it's a Genesis cart, which was always a little bit of annoyance. But you know, for £4, you know, it looks like some sort of RPG, so it might be. I'm not really an RPG sort of guy. Really, on the Mega Drive, I'm more about the shooters, the beat 'em ups, you know, and the platformers. So, but £4, you know, you can't really go wrong. £4. So, pick that one up, and the same with the next one. Don't know much about the game, but it's in a nice case. It's all complete, which is Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge by Flying Edge. And it looks okay, it looks pretty cool. But for £4, okay, the manual's certainly seen a thumb. It might have seen a fight or two as well, by the look of it. But yeah, it's £4. I'd pay that for the case, to be honest. You know, with nice hang tab, nice clean case with the plastic's okay. But yeah, I won't. I probably will swap this out for a game which is better, and I'll keep hold of the game on this one though because it looks quite interesting. So racing games are always pretty cool. So that is a Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge. Now it's starting getting a bit more interesting, a bit better. This one here, I believe this was just under a tenner or just over a tenner, which is Dark Castle, which is an EA release. Looks quite a weird sort of game, like it almost looks like a sort of bit of an 8-bit platformer. You know, graphics look very sort of basic, almost like NES sort of graphics, but the game is sort of, you know, it's missing the manual. I don't know, like I say, I think this was about £10, maybe just over. So for £10, Dark Castle on the Mega Drive, I'll give that a little look. So next one, a recommendation by another YouTuber. It's the only reason I bought this, because a certain Mr. Soulfunk Retro always goes on about his love of Arnold Palmer's Golf. So I thought, I'll give it a go. I'll get it and this was like £4 or £5. So like I say, nice case, nice hang tab, fully complete. So yeah, £4 or £5. Why not? And have a look, give it a go. So it's really nice and clean. So like I say, £4 or £5 all day long. So that's Arnold Palmer's Golf, Arnold Palmer's Tournament Golf. And the last Mega Drive, or shall we say Genesis release, is a game I've been after. I would have preferred to get the Mega Drive release, but this one was, the Mega Drive release is, I'd say £35 to £45 to get this on Mega Drive release at the moment. So this one was, I believe, £19.99 plus postage, so about about 23 quid. It might have been £19.99 and free delivery. I'm not 100% sure, but I put a bid on it and I ended up winning. So, which is Genesis, and it is the Ghostbusters. And Silly Steve says this is a really cool game, so I thought I'd give it a go. It looks like a quite mad platformer. So, but like I say, unfortunately it's Genesis, but you know, it doesn't really matter too much, you know. But I think that it always looks nicer when it says Mega Drive at something than Genesis. But it is complete, but the manual's got lots of sellotape going on. But for, like, if you look at this as nigh on half the price you pay for it, then you can't really go wrong, can you? So that is Ghostbusters on the Genesis, aka the Mega Drive. Right. And the final part of the pickups, it wouldn't be a sort of, without further ado, retro pickups video without some Amiga big box pickups. So the first one, I don't know why I bought this. Silly Steve suggested that I buy it, and I bought it. He used some Jedi mind tricks on me to buy this. I don't know how that worked out. But yeah, he's missing one of these games. He's not sure which one it is. But it is a compilation which is called Giants, which has Outrun, Gauntlet, 1943 and Street Fighter on it. And I believe I own all of these games. Well, I don't actually have Street Fighter, which is pretty cool. Well, I do on the PS4 actually. Well, not that I can play it because of a blooming disc drive. And 1943. So he's missing one of these, so I'll probably end up letting Steve have whichever one he's missing, because this was part of his childhood. He used to enjoy playing this compilation, and he's missing one of the games. So Steve looks after me, so I'll look after him, and I'm sure I'll end up posting him whichever one he's missing, along with his Batman sticker. He'll know what I'm talking about. Next one was a game that can go for quite strong money, actually. I managed to pick this up for quite decent. Probably a lot of people won't really like this game, but I used to enjoy it back in the day. Which is Panzer Dragoon Kickboxing. aka the best of the best on the Super Nintendo. Quite a slow-paced kickboxing game, but I always enjoyed it, and it was always I always had a good little time on it. So it's a little bit damaged. It's sort of, you know, maybe stick that together or something, a bit of glue, or you know, it's one of these flimsy, you know, outer sort of covers. But I can't remember what I picked this up for. It would have been between £10 and £20. But sometimes people can't ask strong money for this. I don't think I paid 20 quid. It's more like 10. And sometimes people ask for like 30 quid for this. So to get it at a reasonable price, I was quite happy. A little bit annoyed though, because I can't put it in a box protector because it's slightly a weird shape. It's slightly taller and thinner. So I can't put it in box protectors. Another game that I do have, but it is not in great condition. And this one is in a lot nicer condition. And I put this straight away into a box protector. Is Gods Into the Wonderful. Absolutely fantastic game. Hard to get in nice condition nowadays. So, I mean, this game, usually I think people are trying like £50 or £80 for this. And I managed to win this for 25 plus postage, which is about 28 quid. So really, really chuffed to get this at that price. Really, really cool. It's all complete. It's all there. And I do have another one which is in slightly less condition. So I might, I'll keep the better one. I might sell the other one just to recoup some funds. I'll do another one next. So I don't think I've showed this one. I may already own it, but I picked up Gloom Big Box, and I've got this on C32. Got this now on Big Box as well, and this was like about five or 6 quid. You know, I wasn't sure if I had it Big Box because I don't remember the Big Box. And the CD32 release I've got, it's just in a case. So yeah, so Gloom, 5 quid, 6 quid, you know, less than tenner all day long, isn't it? You know. So the last one, which I think is probably the best pickup, is X Out, which is a shooter by Rainbow Arts. I believe it's done by is it done by Factor 5? I would imagine so. But yeah, they do X Out, or Cross Out, I think Steve calls it. I always call it X Out. And Z Out, isn't it? So I'm not sure if the games are related. You'd assume they were, because they're both by Rainbow Arts. One came out after the other. Cross Out came first, then Z Out came. But very highly acclaimed, as you can see on the box. Steve assures me this is a great game. It's got great music. I think Z Out is the better one though. So, but I got this. Managed to get this one. Got this one at a good price. I think this came up for 40 quid, 39.99 first of all. Then the guy dropped it down to 30, and I think I may have offered him 25. So I certainly got it at a good price for this game. So might be wrong. It might be less than that, but I've got a feeling it was 25 plus postage. So, but usually it's sort of asking around sort of 40 notes for this. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. So I couldn't tell you. It's been a while since I picked these up. So yeah. So X Out. I don't know if you can see the graphics on there, but it's supposed to be pretty cool and really, really good. So yeah, so we had a great time at Blackpool. Absolutely fantastic. Like I say, the pickups that I didn't get a lot of pickups, and you know, not up to the caliber of I usually get. I didn't take the money that I usually take, but I think that there was a little bit. There wasn't as much stuff as, you know, when you get sort of a higher level of collecting, it's hard to find stuff that you're looking for, and generally a lot of the stuff you're looking for at these events aren't the sort of cheaper titles. They're the bigger hitter titles. So obviously you need the money, and you need them to be there, so you can get your hands on the titles and you can check them over, make sure they're all real and everything. But Blackpool really isn't about the event at all, really, for me. Blackpool's about getting together with all your muckers from all across the country and just having a real good laugh, and you know, far too many beers. And then where were you, Rich King Retro, MIA? Yeah, too many beers. Hopefully Rich will be at Bristol stalling at Bristol. It'd be nice to see him. It's a bit weird without Rich on the tubes. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully he might be staying and we can have some beers. We might do that after Bristol. Bristol is Bristol Retro Gaming Market. I should have been flying the flag for it a bit more, but it's so busy with everything going on. Like I say, this weekend is going to be an absolute belter on the boxing if anyone's interested. You've got Usyk versus Tony Bellew. Usyk's just won every single belt in the cruiserweight division, so 4 belts plus the Ring Magazine belt, and Tony Bellew has gone back down to cruiser to try and beat him for all of the belts, you know, and then if he wins this, he's going to retire. It's a massive ask. Usyk is an absolute beast. He's young, he's fit, he's really good at boxing. He's a phenomenon. But Tony Bellew, you can't really bet against Tony Bellew. And for me, I might have a little bit of a flutter on Tony because he's 9-2 at the moment. So I think that's a pretty good bet. There was one that's 53-10. But I'd not heard of them. I think they're called M-Bet or something. So it's better to stick with something you know. You know, you might put your money into a betting thing and they disappear with your money. So it's better to go with a reputable a lot, basically, I think. So yeah, that'd be cool on Saturday. So we've got Usyk versus Bellew. But yeah, in I believe 10 days' time or 9 days' time, it's on the 18th of November. We've got Bristol Retro Gaming Market. I'll obviously be going there, flying the flag for Bristol. You can't wait. If you want to get your hands on some real good stuff, last time the Bristol event was really cool. There's some really quality goods there. You could definitely get some bargains. It was really good to see everyone come into my hometown, seeing all the other YouTubers and things. It's just a shame everyone can't come down. It's not a weekend thing, and we can make a proper knees up in Bristol with all the lads, like, you know. But unfortunately, it's just on the Sunday, and I do understand a lot of people got to work on the Monday and stuff. I know Dane's coming down, stalling out. He might see if we can get you to stay, get a hotel. We'll have a get on a sesh. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So like I say, 18th of November, Bristol Retro Gaming Market. Can't wait. I shall be there supporting the event. I'll be filming. If you watch my channel, come over and say hello. You know, it's nice to meet people who watch me stuff. I don't really, you know, I've not really met many people who've watched me stuff, but it's always nice to sort of meet the people that do watch it. You know, I'm looking forward to that. And then 2 weeks later, after that, we got Revival in Walsall. So, and a few of us are all going to get together and have a proper good time up there as well. I'm sure we're gonna have a great one. It's gonna be messy. I can feel it already. So, and then after that, I'm going to the boxing again, which is Chisora White 2. And yeah, I'm going to that at the O2 in London. So, and obviously after that, then you got Christmas 3 days later. So, a very busy year for me. I've done loads in the last sort of 6 months. Really sort of set to do more this year, and enjoy myself more. Sort of, you know, sort of spent a lot of time sat in my house on my own while I'm away and all that. And I thought, no, you know, I've got some real good friends now. You know, with the tubers and we're all meeting up at these retro events and everything. And I've set my mind to do a lot more this year than previous years. And I've had a great time doing it. It's just been so hectic. I had no time. So yeah, a lot of things going on in January. We're pressing the slow down button in January, but until then, we're full speed ahead. Like I say, Bristol Retro Gaming Market, 18th of November. If you can get to town, come on down. It's only £2 entry, I think. 18th of November is basically by the train station, so it's easy access. If you can get a train down, you can get a train straight to the event, basically. And that's about all I got to say. So, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.